Hi, students. I'm going to read day 2 of Home of the Brave. Please follow along with note-taking material. Thank you. And you may pause at any time to take your notes and continue on. Family. I am hugged and kissed, and there is much welcoming from my aunt. She's rounder than I remember, with a moon face to match, her black eyes set deep. My cousin Ganwar shakes my hand. I have learned about shaking hands. At the camp, they taught us how. Be firm, but do not squeeze too hard. Still, when Ganwar grasps my hand, we are like two calves in the clouds, pretending we know how to fly. The man's voice belongs to Ganwar, and he has my father's height now, though Ganwar is thin and reedy, where my father was sturdy with strength. His eyes are weary and smart, always taking measure of a person. 6 long scars line his forehead, the marks of manhood. I watched Ganwar and my brother receive in our village ceremony. How jealous I had been that day, too young for such an honor. I try hard not to look at another scar, the place where Ganwar's left hand should be, round and bare and waiting like an ugly question no one can answer. The night Ganwar lost his hand was the night I lost my father and brother. The night of men in the sky with guns. The night the earth opened up like a black pit and swallowed my old life whole. My aunt holds my hands in her face, and I see that she is crying. I know her to be a woman of many sorrows, carved down to a sharp stone by her luckless life. She isn't like my mother, whose laughter is like bubbling water from a deep spring. I look into her eyes, and then my tears come hard and fast. Not for her, not for my cousin, not even for myself. But because when I look there, I see my mother's eyes looking back at me. Lessons. I'll let you get settled, Dave says, but first I'll give you some lessons. Your aunt and your cousin know these things, but you'll need to know them too. Number 1, he says, always lock your door. Ganwar, show Keck what the key looks like. In my old home, my real home, my father kept a safe. We had no need for locks. Number 2, he says, this is a light switch. He pushes a tiny stick on the wall, and the room turns to night, then blinks awake. In my old home, my real home, the sun gave us light, and the stars watched us sleep. This thermostat, Dave says, helps keep you warm. He pretends to shiver to paint a picture for his words. In my old home, my real home, where we were a family and our laughter kept us warm. We didn't need a magic switch on the wall. I nod to say yes, I understand, but I wonder if I will ever understand, even if Dave stands here pointing and talking forever. Goodbyes. I'll be going now, Keck, Dave says, but I'll see you tomorrow. I smile to show my thinking. I remember that this'll take time, he says. Remember that this will take time, he says. It isn't easy to make such a big change. Things are different, very different here. In the camp, I say, they called America heaven on earth. They say many things in the camps, Ganwar says. You'll see how wrong they are. You see how wrong they were. Dave shakes his finger at Ganwar. You behaving lately, buddy? He asks with a smile. My aunt answers when Ganwar doesn't. He had another fight last week. Ganwar looks at the ceiling. At least I won. I'll talk to your counselor at school, Dave says. I wonder from his sound if he has said those words before. Ganwar and I will go to school together? I ask with hope. No, Dave says. Ganwar is in the 11th grade, and you will be in 5th. Pats my back. Keck, if you need anything, have your aunt get in touch with me. I'm always here to help. I will be okay, I say, using my best English words. Soon I will make snowballs. I make a big grin, so that my new friend Dave will not worry. I wonder if he can tell it is a pretending smile. Keck, my aunt says, he's a good boy. He will try hard to make his new life work. I can hear her struggle to find the English words, just like I do. My aunt glances at Ganwar. You'll see, Dave. Keck finds sun when the sky is dark. Ah, says Dave, an optimist. I look away. I cannot find any sun today, I think. Dave shakes my hand, and when the door closes behind him, I am surprised that I feel afraid a little bit. Dave isn't like my father, not at all. But he's been good. But it's been good to have someone watching over me, even for just a while. It's been a long time since I've known that feeling, like a soft blanket on a night when the wind howls. Father. We had many cattle, my father, and the respect of our village. But it was his voice that made him a rich man among men. His voice was deep, like a storm coming, but gentle, like the rain ending. My people are herders. We move with the seasons, with the wet and the dry, so that the cattle may be strong and well fed. We cannot carry much with us, and so our stories don't make their homes in heavy books. We hold our stories in our songs. No one knew more songs than my father, and no one sang them with a voice as clear and sure. He knew the songs of the stars and the wind, of love and betrayal, of war and regret. Always the villagers would beg, just one more song, Dag. Our ears long for one more story. At night, before we went to sleep, my father would make new songs for my brother Lual and I, and me. He sang my favorite the night he was killed. The crocodile snaps, still Keck swims. The feet bleed, still Keck dances. The calf vanishes, still Keck searches. The sandstorms blind, still Keck laughs. My stubborn Keck, my willful son. If you tell me you can dance with the wind, if you tell me you can sleep with the lion, if you tell me you can harvest the stars, how can I doubt you, my son? Bed. We must feed you, my aunt speaks in my language right away. With the notes where they belong. Ganwar will show you the other rooms. There are more? I ask. How can that be? You have a kingdom here. TV machine, a sitting place, a cooking fire? The smile on Ganwar's face is a surprise. Suddenly, I remember him playing with my brother. Wild boys chasing each other like lion and prey, searching out mischief in every corner of our village. Ganwar leads me to a little room. For bathing, he instructs, but watch out, the water comes hot and fast. I point to the magic water pot, like the one on the flying boat. You don't go outside? He laughs. It would turn to yellow ice. I laugh too. Ganwar stares at me. Always his eyes seem to know more than I will ever know. You laugh like your brother, he says. He is quiet, his grin is gone. Too bad I don't look like him, I say. I am glad to see Ganwar's smile return. It means he will not talk of why I am here, and Lual is not. Too bad for sure, Ganwar agrees. Oh, excuse me. Too bad for sure, Ganwar agrees. I have a silly face to tell the truth of it. I have the eyelashes of a girl, and Lual and Ganwar like to remind me. My ears look like they want to fly me away, and my smile takes up most of my face. My brother was a handsome one. Everywhere girls watched him with shy, smiling eyes. Another room is waiting. On the floor lie blankets and pillows like gentle dunes. I run my hands over the covers, softer than a new calf's coat. Just one mattress so far, says Ganwar. His voice tells me this is not a good thing. Dave says maybe he can find more soon. You and I will sleep in the other room. We'll take turns on the sofa. Sofa? I repeat. It's a long chair you can sleep on, Ganwar explains. You don't need to share, I say. I'll try not to get in the way. You know, you are welcome here, Ganwar says, but I cannot tell if he means his words. It's a strange pain to be with those you belong to and feel you don't belong. Carefully, I take a step onto the blanket cloud. I stumble, then stand, then jump, and fall, and jump some more. Ganwar shakes his head. You haven't changed, my cousin, he says. You're still a crazy little boy. I stop my jumping. I'm not a little boy, I think. Not anymore. But I keep the words in my heart. Brother. My brother Lual was Ganwar's age, and just as tall. Maybe that's why he tried always to tell me what to do. Have you lost your ears, my stubborn brother? He would say. You must listen to our father and mother. Soon you'll be a man, not a silly boy. I would sigh, I would laugh, and once I even slipped 2 snakes into his sleeping mat while he lay snoring. The whole village awoke to his screams. I know it was wrong to do, but they were harmless snakes. And when I saw Lual's face, I laughed until my eyes rained. Okay, thank you, students. Please remember to upload all of today's notes. Go ahead and re-listen to something if you didn't quite understand. Thank you.